Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm actually going to do a short video on a topic that I don't normally do or haven't done in a while, just because the need's been there. A few people have been asking, and it's a great review. It's great information as you're getting started for all new coaches. And so we're just going to elongate Wednesday weekly tips to a little bit more elaborate training and review of a really important topic, which is the most important topic, sharing and starting those people around you, how to do the do of health coaching, and what it's all about. So just going to go over a few quick things here and make this, nice and short and sweet. Usually, probably, or hopefully, get this done in about 10 minutes. So, just overview. There are only really three main areas that you spend your time with in this business, and that time of being a health coach should only really take you about 3 to 10 hours a week. Again, this is just a quick review on where our time and efforts are put in, and really, those three things are sharing the program and following up, which we'll be covering primarily tonight, or this morning, or depending on when you're watching this, signing up and supporting your clients, and then creating referrals and possibly developing coaches. Those are the only three areas that we really work in as health coaches. And if you take a step back, that's really the only things that we need to be doing. And the most important one is the first one that we do right there, sharing, program, and following up. So just gut check time, a few of our simple systems checks. On a few things that'll help you grow your business and help you be successful, which is, do you have your file folder system set up? Not important if you don't. If you're a new coach and you're sharing, the most important thing you want to do is share. But as you're growing clients and you're being successful and helping people get started, are you ready, and is your mind open and ready to take on those clients? So do you have your file folder system ready to go? Is it possibly 3-hole punched and in a binder, and do you have extra sheets ready to take on those clients? Do you have a client celebration day or a day where you follow up? Or more importantly, just structure to your week so that you actually work in health coaching and touching base with your clients on a schedule, so it becomes pretty easy to do, and not only systematic, but there's a flow in how you connect with people. And then, do you have your strong to get healthy list? All the people that you want to see join on program, be successful, and that you want to talk to about this program. That's the most important thing you need, and that we'll be talking about tonight. When sharing with people, it's one of the main tools you're going to want to have with you. And then, do you have your game plan of your HLAs? HLAs are high leverage activities. So, are you set up in a week to, talk to a certain amount of people a day, follow up with a certain amount of people? Do you have business cards? Do you have different things you can talk with people about? Are you connecting with people that you want to be connecting with? Are you sending people messages? Do you have little things that help you high leverage your activity every single week on reaching out? Because it is a numbers game. Because all of what we do with health coaching is we reach out and offer our help to those that need it, make sure that we are setting an example for them and that people can join us, and making sure we're asking ourselves, is what I'm doing inviting people to join me on this program so I can help them? And then once they do say yes, we guide them on the journey along the way. We don't do it for them, and we don't need to know everything. We just need to know how to support them along the way. So like I said, getting to the main topic of what we're going to be talking about for this week and this Zoom call review is tips on how to help people choose health, how to share and start, really the full basics of what we do with our program, which is, more importantly, is we just want to share with a lot of people. So we share, and we share some more. So does everyone on that list that you have know what you do and know that they can reach out to you, and have you invited them to, and what are you doing to inspire them to say yes? Does everyone know what it is you do and can refer people to you? So start connecting people to you, because the same thing is true since the same day we started this business. This is a numbers game. You want to play the odds and start connecting with people and start helping them say yes to getting healthy. And that's all up to you and connecting them to you. So just a few quick things. When you're connecting with them, sharing your story, it's really important to share your story. So a quick example of that is, this is where I was before, this is where I'm at after, and some tangible, and I call them grabbable things that they can latch onto in your story. Like, you lost this amount of weight. You feel this good. You were this before and now you are here. You lost it on a great program. Things that people can metabolize in their mind and be like, that's something I want to do. So short and sweet's always best. You don't want to go into detail just because there's so many things you can go to detail on. And really, most importantly, they don't really matter. They just want to know the program works, that it's worked for you, and that it can help them. So I also just if you're broadening your skills and looking for things to say to people and just finding what's right for you is just one, being prepared to say something about your story and just kind of having your thing that you want to say, so you don't get caught saying ooh and you don't say anything at all, because you want to be able to say what it is you have for that person and start sharing right away. So maybe practice what you plan on saying to people as kind of a default. I always tailor it a little bit more to the person that I'm talking to. I also like the do rule, which is another one that you can throw in your tool belt, which is when people ask what it is you do or how you lost the weight or what it is you do with health coaching, you can say, well, you know how people do dot 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 or whatever the situation is. Well, I help people do that. So that would be like, how when we get older, our habits start to slip and we start to kind of, get a little bit more comfortable with where we're at and all the things that are going on, and we start to lose, good grasp of our help. Well, I help people get that back on track and get to the best point where they've been in years, through a simple system. Do you know how moms have a hard time getting their bodies back in shape after they have their children? Well, I help them do that through this simple program. Do you know how, whatever the case may be, whatever the person's probably finding important to them? Well, that's what I do. So those are just a few different things you can do to share with people as you're talking with people. But the most important part is that we don't verbally vomit all over them. So it's okay to be excited about what we have. We want to make sure that we are excited, because it is exciting what we have to offer, but they don't need to know everything. And if you're a verbal vomiter or you have before, then you can just say, hey, join the club, because Brad is in it and probably the founding member of it, because I have verbally vomited over a bunch of people. So take a step back and be prepared to ask questions. Again, in sharing your story, just short tangibles, before and after. This is where I was, this is where I'm at now, and some things that will help them grab on and say, hey, that's what I want to do, or I want to know some more information, or hey, I know this person may want to do what it is you're doing. So wait till you know what it is that they want until you unleash that full excitement and all the information. So because the most important skill you want to get developed as a health coach is asking questions. So that's the $1 million skill you always want to do, which is just getting someone to talk about themselves. So in the scenario of just getting someone to talk a little bit more about their health, is just if they present any kind of interest, or say a little bit about what it is you do, and you're just sharing, again, in the context of just talking with someone about what you do, is just saying, hey, great. I noticed that or let's just say they were asking questions. Fantastic. I mean, are you asking for yourself, or do you know someone that might want to know more? Or, just basically, the person that asks a question in the conversation is the one that has the power. And that power that we wield, and the power that we want to have with people, is we want to help know where they want to go, so we can help make that path simple for them. That's what we do with health coaching. We just iron out those things and help people stay focused on what they want. You would be surprised how many people can't do that naturally. And that's probably one of the most important things we do for clients. So when you get an opportunity, just just start engaging them in conversation. Oh, why do you ask? Oh, do you have any specific goals for yourself? Whatever the case may be, but make sure you are asking them questions. The sooner you can start getting them talking about themselves, the sooner you can start to help them figure out what they want. And when people do start to ask questions, or they just flat out reach out to you, let's say because they saw some stuff on Facebook, you want to set up a time to talk. So quick sidebar before I go into this topic: if you are putting things on Facebook and people are reaching out to you, make sure not to get in a conversation back and forth on Facebook. Ashley, my wife, many of you know her, is probably the best at this. If someone reaches out to her, she says something along the lines like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out. This program is amazing. I'd love to connect with you and find out a little bit more about your goals, and if this program is a match for you. When is a good time for you to connect? And ideally sooner than later. Because we have 2 ears and a mouth for one reason. So when someone is interested in your share, or they reach out to you and want to talk more, the first question you always want to ask is, oh, I'm so glad you asked. Tell me a little bit about your goals and what you're looking to achieve, and I'd love to help you with that. Because if they start to tell you what it is they want, you'll start to get piece by piece what it is that is important to them so you can speak to that. And each piece coming into place will kind of paint a picture of what it is they want, where they want to be, what's important to them, and how we can help them get that. And as you start to see that picture unveil itself, you're going to start to zoom in and see what's really important to this person so you can speak to their heart and their why, and you can zoom in on that. And if you finally can help them boil it down to what's important to them, it's a no-brainer for them to want to get started on program. It'll help you know if they're ready as well. And I also put a little reminder here because I always talk about the costing. I mean, we all, as health coaches, a lot of people want to barge in and just be like, well, how much does your program cost? And I want to give you guys some tips on how to handle that, because it's definitely not because I'm not like really excited to share with people what our program is and the cost, because I think it's a phenomenal deal. I mean, the ability to tap into a bio network where they can live an optimal, healthy life if they want to, have a health coach for the same cost of their own food, and be successful, and basically get to their goals that they can't really get to any other way. That's a phenomenal deal. But they won't know the true value until we help paint the picture of what this is all about. So when someone asks me the cost question, this is exactly what I would encourage you guys to say back. And this is what I do say is, well, it depends a little bit on what the goals are you're trying to achieve. Let's explore a little bit more about that. And then I'll be able to tell you what the cost would be. And that way, you're not lying, because what if they want to do the Nursing Mothers program? What if they want to, healthy maintenance or whatever be? That program setup would be a little bit different. So plus it just helps you put in a good situation where you can explain the value of what it is we have for somebody. So once you have a solid idea of what someone's goals are, you've asked, where they want to get to, when's the last time they had it, what'll be different for them when they get there, do they have any health concerns, just helping them visualize that. That's when you explain the program. And that's 5-in-1 nutritionally formulated meals, and you can just tell them about the fat burning state, which is very exciting. It's easy, it's quick, you have high energy, it's low hunger, and you lose about 2 to 5 pounds a week on plan. So those are all things, again, tangibly, that people will be like, well, I'm here right now, I want to get there, this is how I would do it. Wow, I can see myself being successful. And that's what you want to have them do. And you can do this in a very short conversation. Kind of an actual visualization of this is an actual person, and this is kind of how that conversation went. So this is Lola Montgomery, and when we sat down, she just basically kind of got real with us about where she wanted to be and where she was currently at. So through the conversation, she started to actually see the person she wanted to become, and she could start to visualize that. And just naturally, just same with everyone, there's going to be clouded things that kind of come up that distract and get in the way of us seeing our goal. Like, can we do this? Am I allowed to do yoga on this plan? What does the food taste like? The cost? Can my kids be able to, what am I going to do for dinner with the kids? How's it going to work at work? All this other stuff. But the most important thing is if you help them visualize that, you can answer these questions one by one and lift that fogginess out of their way so they can just see themselves being successful, and then you can help them do that. That's how that's done. So that's how you share with people, share your story, connect with people, and then make sure you close the loop as far as bringing them back to them. And then when people are reaching out to you about getting started, or the conversation immediately goes there, that's how you have a successful share and talk to them about getting started on program. When you follow that format, it makes it so much easier for them to gravitate, one, to find out if they are actually ready right now, but also to see how they can be successful. So once you have an idea of their goals, and they have a solid idea of how this program works, that's when you always want to make sure you give them the next step. And I got to say, I was a big person that was scared of offering this, just because, one of my biggest things is I wanted people to be ready. So I kind of wrongly equated that with they're going to reach down, through the phone and tell me, let's get started right now. So that's obviously not the case. And I actually did a lot of people a disjustice by not offering them on getting started right then and there, because they didn't know what the next step was. So when you do feel like you got that all taken care of and they have all their questions answered, that's when you say, well, great. The next thing you would need to do is to get started, and all you have to do is order your program. It's as simple as that. And we can do that right now. It takes about 2 minutes, and it gives them the opportunity And I usually finish it up with, or whenever you're ready. Just so basically they can do it right now. You're telling them the next step, but also it's, hey, whenever you're ready to. There's no pressure in this. And most of the time, if you've done all those steps and it is right for them, they're just going to say yes anyway. So, and when they do say yes, the only thing you got to know is where would you like the program shipped to? So their shipping address. And then what card would you like it on? And just get that card information from them so you can place their order. That's how simple it is. I mean, they can also go online to your website. You can also help them facilitate that order. But if you're on the phone, this is probably how you'll do that conversation like 90% of the time. It's quick and easy. Put the order in. They're on their way to getting healthy. And just a review of that in case you start talking about cost, or just so you know what that is our variety packs, our fully integrated ones with the Habits of Health and everything they need to create health and get started is $399.50. And basically, if you're wondering, that's about $12 a day to be on program. That is a phenomenal deal. That is more, they're spending more probably on food every single day than what it costs to be on program. They're going to get all the support tools, and that's how simple it is. But I usually, if we do cover the cost questions, I'll be like, well, most people get started with with a variety pack, and that cost is $399.50, and that comes with all your program materials and everything you need for your first month on program. And I say what most people do for just in case, just because about 98% of people will get started this way. But if it's not, and it's kind of a him and a haw, and in those few people where cost is a big factor for them and they're being very particular about the money they're spending, you can start to meet them where they're at. They can order whatever amount of food they want and get started however they want, as long as they're fully committed to getting healthy. So we have other variety packs on the go. MetaFast favorites, chocolate lovers, all these different ones. And you can always, just have them get started with that, or get started with just the Discover Your Optimal Health. But you can just basically figure out what the cost is on that and kind of work backwards and meet them where they want to be at. Don't feel like you can't get creative with helping someone get started. But I do want to preface that 98% of the time, they're getting started with the fully integrated variety pack, and it just makes it nice and easy. They want to choose health. Let's get them started. Let's get them everything they need, and let's get rolling. So that's just wanted to review what those options were. And then sometimes we get the yes, but not right now. And in that case, there's a very important thing you want to do with this, because you'll probably get a few of these, like the yes, I want to, but I'm going on vacation, or yes, I want to, but I got to talk to my husband, or this, that, and the other thing. I'm interested. Like, can I circle back with you next week? And in that particular case, I want to remind you guys that is a yes. Just because someone doesn't say, yes, I want to sign up right now, doesn't mean you didn't get a yes. So the most important thing you want to do is not only say, yes, fantastic, great, reach out to me when you're ready to get started, but you also want to set a next time you want to follow up with them. So just be like, great, reach out to me whenever you're ready. All you got to do is just touch base and we can get you going. Or let me know if you have any more questions. I'd love to answer them for you. And if I don't hear from you, I'll follow back up with you on such and such date. Like, I'll follow up with you next Wednesday. Wednesday happens to be my follow-up day, so that makes it nice and systematic for me. If your follow-up day is a different day, then go ahead and do that. But just basically so that you always leave everyone with the next step, and then continue to follow up, because the quick stat on everything is that most people don't say yes right away. Sometimes it's I believe it's 80% of people say yes on it's the 5th to 12th follow-up. So be ready to be diligent and touch base with these people. I mean, yes, a lot of people are going to say yes right away, but start that follow-up process and that dripping on process very quickly, and that's how you keep moving forward. And basically, in a nutshell, that's how it's done. So hope you guys enjoyed all these tips. That's all the main tips on how you do the basics of this business day in, day out, make small little touches with people, and then get them connected to you. And I think probably the biggest question to continually ask yourself, and that I'll leave you with here tonight, is what are you doing daily to drip on people? Does everyone around you know what you do? And then what am I doing to help them say yes to health and inspire them to get healthy? So that's what it's all about. Hopefully that stuff has helped you, and you kind of see the direction that we help people figure out their goals and how we talk with them. And that's how it's done. So rinse, repeat, get a lot of people healthy, and join our group of executive directors and higher if you haven't already reached that goal. So that's my weekly Wednesday tips for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this training, and let's get out there and do more of that and be successful. Have a good night, everybody, and have a great Wednesday.